What's going on, guys? TKD123 back in my video, and happy Monday, guys. It's a great Monday, whatever. And we got some news over the weekend that was pretty honestly kind of surprising me, but not really surprising, just because this is, pretty common here in the gaming industry and pretty common with major releases like this. But let's get right into it. And what I'm talking about has been the talk of the gaming community for around a couple weeks now, maybe close to a month or so, and that we have just been, bombarded with a bunch of rumors and leaks and stuff like that. And even me, I've gone and made maybe 2 to 3 videos about this topic on the channel. And with that even being said, this specific thing that we're talking about is about to drop on March 3rd. Yes, I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch. Now, TKD, why are you talking about this again? You have made so many videos bashing it, giving it a little bit of credit for some things, but a lot of just backlashing and talking about how this Switch was pretty much, I feel, a rushed console. I feel like this is very much a rushed console. But beside the point, we got some new things here because this was rushed in a very, very weird way. So according to IGN, we have an article here coming from them saying that Nintendo Switches have been getting their operating system leaked and their menus leaked and stuff like that because of a alleged leak of the console. Yes, there is a person here that claims to actually have the Switch in his possession, and he has been posting a ton of videos about it. Now, the guy in question, the Switch thief, has said that he did not even steal this thing. He did not steal the Switch. He did not whatsoever commit any crimes. He claims that it was just him ordering the Switch, and then I guess his retailer shipped it out early, is what he said. Like, he blames all the blame on the realtor for getting the Switch to his house earlier than expected and earlier than the launch date. Now, this obviously seems like pretty much crap because so as far as I know, right, I know at least from a game perspective, when you order a game, right, when you pre-order a game, obviously those game copies get shipped to Walmart and GameStops a little bit earlier before the launch date, right, and that's so that they have it, they're ready to go for midnight on that specific day, right, and so they get it a few days earlier. And as far as I know, from calls I've heard on podcasts and stuff like that, those boxes that have the games are covered with tapes that do not open until so-and-so, or like this product is supposed to launch on so-and-so. Like it's not just a plain old box that like somebody would just so happen to open and just just ship out, like whatever. Like, there is clear labeling from these packages, as far as I can tell, from orders that are made before the launch date, that clearly specify what the launch date is. Now, of course, one would say that, hey man, obviously maybe Nintendo didn't do it. Like, maybe they just didn't have that labeling and that tape, whatever, on their boxes for the Switches. Maybe, yeah, okay, that's a fair point to assume. That's a fair thing to say. But as we go on further in this article, we will see that that is definitely not the case. But so we're going to touch base on that in here, like, in a little bit later in the video. But let's talk about exactly what the video held in this leaked video. Now, obviously, I cannot show the leaked video. I definitely, don't want to risk a copyright, whatever. But, of course, there are plenty of leaked videos that you can, use Google and find them, whatever, on YouTube or whatever, site that you can find them on. There are plenty of definitely, different copies of this video. And I just found one that I just watched right now in preparation for what I'm about to talk about in this video. So right now, like, I just kind of want to describe what I saw here on this video right now of the Switch, right? I just want to describe a little bit here of what I saw, and honestly, like, just pertaining to the OS, like the whole menu system, it looks pretty cool. Honestly, like, it has me pretty intrigued. Now, obviously, maybe that's because it's a new system, it's something brand new that we haven't seen before, but it does remind me a little bit of the PS4's menu. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the font or whatever, or just how it looks, kind of very much of a very much of a streamline thing here, but it looks a little bit like as if they took inspiration from I guess the DS in a way, and they translated that to a PS4 type of format, and they put it onto the Switch. It looks very, very cool. It looks pretty refined, looks awesome, and there's obviously a lot of things that are with it that scream Nintendo, like the way that it makes a sound every time you click a button. Obviously, that's not a Nintendo type of thing, but still, it's very much of a Nintendo-esque type of thing. And overall, as this guy is using it right now, as I'm seeing, he is looking like, it's pretty much of a clean, way the whole Switch is running. Like, there's not seeming to be any stutters going on here. Obviously, he's not playing a game in the background, so maybe that could obviously affect its way around the menu. But overall, it looks pretty much of a smooth type of way that you use the Switch. Like it looks pretty smooth, honestly. I mean, I'm actually pretty surprised when I'm looking at this video about how many things that they have in the features, right? And all that and stuff like that, and how smooth it looks. Now, going back to the article, let's talk about the few things that were discussed and showed on the video. Now, obviously here they confirmed that the storage in the Switch right now currently is only at 25.9 gigabytes, and obviously if you're aware of how machines use space on a given gigabyte, it's going to take up a little bit because the OS has to take up some space on that, so it's not going to be a pure 32, but we have 25.9 gigabytes to use straight out of the box. So there it is, right? And in the video, they also showed, how to have an icon and a user made. So basically, this is going to be a type of thing where, you can have one Switch in a household, but everyone has different accounts. That's not a new thing, obviously. And, with this, you can, obviously have a name associated with the user, along with an icon. And these icons include Yoshi, Bowser, Zelda, the owls from Animal Crossing, stuff like that. So it's very much things that are revolved around Nintendo IP, and it reminds me a lot of ways of how you can make your own user on the PlayStation side of things, where they also have icons from across their first party lineup. So definitely much the same type of vein in that style. And then he also dives into the actual, guts and the, I guess, grits of the Switch. And when we look at the things that you can change on the Switch, we can have themes here where we have basic white or basic black, and that basically I feel like just changed the overall wallpaper and backgrounds of the entire UI system to be either white or black, because in the video above you can see that he has a white background when he's making a user, but when we go to the bottom he has a black background with the basic black theme selected. So obviously there you'll have the ability to change the exact background color that you want, and maybe they'll open this to custom stuff. I don't know, who knows. I feel like they should. Obviously if they have themes, might as well make it custom themes, why not? But it's cool right there that you'll be able to do that on your Switch. The Switch also has this new icon called News, where I guess you will have this page that offers information about aspects of the system, the Nintendo eShop, the albums page, where I guess is where you'll be able to take screenshots and they will be stored right there, and the controllers tab, again for having Joy-Cons connected and checking the battery life of these Joy-Cons. So it looks like here there's going to be a pretty much kind of like a thing where it's similar in the vein I guess to the Vita, where you have applications that have specific things about the system only in the application. That's kind of a thing that has gone away with the PS4, because with the PS4, for example, they have the QuickTime menu and stuff like that, where you can see stuff about the system on the fly, right? As opposed to having to go into a specific app and opening up a specific software system to view something on your system. It can be just all shown on the PS4 whenever you want, but here we have that type of style where it's basically anything involving the system is tied to an application on the Switch. And within the place to switch the themes on the Switch, you can also have the options for modes for sleep, screen lock, me, and the movies options. The Switch, when it's hooked up to a TV, like what it actually does, maybe that could control screen on time, maybe that can that can control a lot of things, but just it's how it is when the Switch is docked into a TV. And then at the very top of the article we have a update here from IGN that is addressing the question, how did this man actually get this Switch? And according to Nintendo, the person with the early Switch systems were, people that were employed by a distributor, and they were sold illegally in the US. So these guys that were, in the trucks trying to ship out these Switches to Walmarts and Targets and GameStops and, whatever else, they actually stole these Nintendo Switch consoles and then sold it, in the wild to people. So that's basically how it went down here. And they said that those involved have been identified, terminated from their place of employment, and are currently under investigation by local law enforcement authorities on criminal charges. So obviously these people here that sold the Nintendo Switches, Nintendo's not playing, Reggie Bush is not playing these games, man. Like, he about to come with the Draco, about to come out of your house, bruh, rip you up because you stole a Switch, and Reggie Bush don't play that crap. So RIP to those homies. They probably gonna see some jail time. I don't know about jail time, honestly. I don't know about jail time. Maybe maybe a hefty fee. I can see a hefty fee going into this, but I don't know about jail time. Maybe, who knows, man. I don't know. But I mean, overall, right, just talking about the Switch as a console right now and how it's looking, right, I've never had an issue with the actual concept of the console. I like this approach where we have a console that you can take on the go and just take it at home and plug into a TV and it works the exact same way. Like, that is a very, very neat idea. It's a very cool, it's a very cool thing. And actually, with that notion, I'm gonna make another video here pretty soon discussing a latest patent by Sony discussing another handheld, and it's going to be some really cool things that would incite some really cool talking conversation. So with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, and share all down below. Appreciate all the feedback. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.